Do you ever, and be honest, I'm not going to judge you.
Okay.
Do you ever actually look at the map before you read a fantasy book?
Not before. I usually do it after. Why do I do that? I don't know. I just forget. I see I see map, scroll past it. I feel like we've had this conversation before.
As someone who has given, because I mean, look at the title. If you don't know what we're talking about and you just click, that's kind of beautiful. Very brave of you. Today we're going to be talking about a continuation, a 1.5 of the book Powerless.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say, as someone who gave it a 2.5, I fucking love this book and this series so much. Queen Lauren Roberts, you give me this shit. You give me this shit. I'm not looking at it.
She's showing the map.
My whole mind, when I think of cities, neighboring cities, and all that shit, they're all in a straight line.
Oh yes, I love that.
You told me you're going northwest to go through the scorches. Don't bring direction into that.
Don't talk about compasses with me.
Also, did you notice that there's like little dragons in the ocean?
Obviously not.
Are there?
Just kidding. What the fuck is that?
I know. It's
is
like,
that the tail or the head?
Yes. No, it's the tail. Obviously.
Are you
but
sure?
Does that mean there's like beasts in the book?
Why have we not talked about any beasts?
I don't get it. Also, she breaks down all of the abilities that are in the book. But if she doesn't cover all the abilities, I'm going to be so angry. I need to see all these abilities in use. If you're showing me, I need to see it.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like I'm just one girl. Like, if you tell me that something is the way it is, but you don't show me, then I forget. She's out of my mind.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
So I won't read a map before or after.
You never read the map?
No, hell no.
I don't believe that.
Unless it's something I deeply care about. Which I do deeply care about this, but you haven't gripped me, Lauren.
But I feel like this map is so simple to understand, so it's not a big deal. I get it.
Did you see the 3 fatals? What's considered the 3 that like the king will fuck you up?
What is it?
Controller, which you can manipulate others, a mind reader, and a silencer. Some other abilities of others. Sense and use others' abilities within proximity wielder, which I'm pretty sure that's what Kai is.
Yeah. Okay, so if you haven't read Powerless, which is the first book, I would recommend. I know.
Yeah.
I would recommend that you read it because we're not gonna describe everything.
Well, actually,
if anything,
why don't you just say like a really 1-minute summary of the book right now?
Powerless.
Go.
Okay. First, welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli.
And on this podcast, we love to talk to the girlies who have read the book, who have any discussion questions, who want to talk about it. But we also love the girlies who have no intention of reading it and just want to be here for the vibes. Everyone is welcomed, okay? So I'm going to start off by giving a very brief summary of Powerless. Powerless is a YA fantasy story about our main character, Paedyn Gray, who is an ordinary, doesn't have any powers, but she masks herself as a mundane, which is like the basic powers, they're just like whatever. And she pretends to be a psychic, but mostly she's a thief. And she is living in a world where the kingdom kills off ordinaries, the ones without powers.
Yeah.
And our other main character is Kai, who is the king's enforcer. So he is in charge of basically getting rid of all the ordinaries, and he's also going to be in charge of being the king's enforcer, who is going to be his brother Kit. So right now he's just the prince.
Every year they have these not every year.
Every now and then they have the Purging, which is supposed to emulate the plague that broke out and killed off the ordinaries and gave the elites their powers.
But specifically this one, the king really wants Kai to win to kind of solidify that he is the next enforcer. So because our main character, Paedyn Gray, saves Kai in a random attack that happens in the slums where she lives, she is also put into these trials. So
yeah, there was a list that came out and she was on the list. And so now everyone on the list has to go to the purging. And you don't have to kill each other, but it's very like Hunger Games-esque. So some do die. And at the end, who wins? I'm not sure.
Wait, are we not spoiling?
Oh, well, I guess we have to because of this one. So at the end of Powerless, their last thing was a maze. And at the end of the maze, Adena was there.
Which is Paedyn's best friend. And at the end of this maze, you're supposed to kill the person that's at the very end of the maze because apparently they're a criminal that has done things against the kingdom. And Paedyn can't believe that this is what's happening. She doesn't want to kill Adena, but then another character named Blair, thank you. Another character named Blair runs up and kills Adena instead. But because of all of this, you know, our main character, Paedyn, runs away. I don't know what happened. King ends up with her. King reveals that there is no plague. It's better this way. Hella hurts her. But then she kills the king, and then Kai walks in and is like, you killed my dad, but I kind of have a crush on you. You better run. And she does. The end.
First, major things to note is that she had assumed that the king had killed her dad.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't. It was Kai.
Okay. Put a pin in that.
No more pins.
No more. Okay.
You
have
said a lot of pins. And then to be honest, I was lost. I was like, what pins? We never came back to this.
Well, this one we will. We will later. Put a pin in that because we're going to focus on Adena. So in book 1, I will say, Lauren, I love you. I love Lauren. She's really sweet.
Very,
I don't think she did a good job in the first book making me care for Adena.
You know what's weird? I did care about Adena, but not as strongly as I probably should have. Mm-hmm. So I was really sad when Adena was killed in Powerless. But I remember thinking to myself, I really wish that she would have fleshed out Adena's character, which I think Lauren probably had this exact same realization and was like, why don't I make a 0.5, a 1.5?
So 1.5 is what happens to Adena between having Paedyn there, Paedyn getting chosen for the purging, and then her leaving with Paedyn to become her seamstress.
Yeah, so with this book, we start off with Adena.
Yes.
And it says 5 years ago. And it was basically their first meeting. So they grew up in the loot, which is basically the slums. And they have to steal to survive. And Adena isn't the best thief.
No.
She is, which is crazy because she has the power to fucking
walk through walls.
I feel like that would be the easiest way for you to get away. But whatever.
But it's funny because she feels bad too. So the whole time she's stealing, she's like yelling, "I'm so sorry, I stole. I'm so sorry."
And so sorry. I'm just really hungry. I really want these sticky buns. And so she's getting away from somebody, and then manages to get away. And I believe this is when she first meets Paedyn Gray from the first book. And Paedyn's like, "Dang, you suck at stealing." She's like, yeah, well, your clothes are ugly. So
dude,
who's really losing here?
If someone said that to me, I'd be like, bitch.
It's like, okay,
dude,
fuck up.
That's wild.
So they become best friends.
Cute.
And they have this agreement that Paedyn, because she's such a good thief, that she would be the one in charge of stealing shit for them. And Adena, because she's such a good seamstress, she will make their clothes. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the deal they have.
Adena feels like she just really wants to live a simple life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like she's striving towards being rich. She just cares a lot about being a seamstress.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to speak about this book in detail. So I'm just going to cut to the first point where she meets our other character.
Okay, go ahead.
Isn't she in her shop? Because I remember they meet over this one shirt that he was trying to choose if he wanted in a specific color. Mm-hmm. Right? And I don't remember what 2 colors they were like going between, but he was like, wouldn't this shirt look better in this color? And she's like, no, that's fucking ugly. That's ugly. That's ugly.
I think he wanted it in red.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, never.
Mm-hmm. I really did not care.
You didn't care about Makoto?
At first, no. I didn't care about him.
So when we're in Makoto's perspective, he is like, oh my god, her name is on the death list. And I was so confused because I thought it was like a fucking obituary.
Yeah.
But it's actually the purging, the contestants that get to go to the purging. And so he sees the name and he's like, oh my god, her name is on the list. So he ends up seeing the contestants be like whisked away, and he notices Paedyn Gray. And he's like, wait a minute, I've seen Paedyn Gray with that other girl right over there who has the shop. He goes over to Adena, and that's when he's like, which shirt do I want? I don't know. And he basically strikes up a deal with her.
That if she's willing to make an exact replica of, it's like a military outfit, right?
Mm-hmm. For the ones who are in the castle.
What does she get in return?
He will sneak her in, and she could say goodbye to Paedyn, or she could see Paedyn.
Okay. And she also has like unlimited food through him, doesn't she?
Yeah, he will basically just keep bringing her sticky buns.
Cinnamon buns. Cinnamon rolls. I looked them up.
It's
It's basically a cinnamon roll, but different, like made in a different consistency.
Yeah, but they call them sticky buns.
Yes. So
Isn't it crazy that that's the only thing she ate, though?
I know.
I'm like, there's no other food around here.
No, but they were in the slums, and that's probably like cheap food.
Yeah, but she really loved it, though.
I mean, I don't blame her.
I don't know.
If I could live only off of cinnamon rolls and nothing would happen to my health,
I think I would get tired of them.
I would never. I would never.
No, my point is why didn't they bring up any other food, even in the first book?
It's only sticky buns. That's all they eat.
Yeah.
And it was funny because the first time in Reckless, when Paedyn eats like fancy food, it talked about like, I ate beans. It's like frijoles. If I went to the fanciest place ever and they served me frijoles,
I'm like, damn.
I could eat this at home. I can eat this at home.
Uh-huh.
So Dina, she is such a dependent character on Paedyn. I didn't know how she was going to do without her. Mm-hmm. So it was interesting to see her kind of continue to move on with life and be so positive after seeing like your best friend leave to basically get killed, because Paedyn doesn't have any powers or abilities, so she obviously isn't really gonna make it. But she's
very optimistic, though. She's
That's
like,
crazy.
No, she will make it. She's got this.
Gosh. I really wish there were more deep conversations between her and Makoto, because anytime they spoke, it kind of just felt like she was always like, no, but everything's okay. And I get that she's supposed to be like sunshine, but it's like,
and he's the grumpy character.
Look at the reality that you're currently living. Like, you can't even walk out on your own without something bad happening, and that sucks. That's the situation.
I thought it was so funny because he presents himself as having the same ability as her, which is like, walking through walls and shit. And she's just like, whoa, I've never met someone else who can do that. And I thought it was so funny when he was like, how come you're such a bad thief if you could just walk through walls? And she was like, well, it's because I don't know what's on the other side of the wall and I'm scared. That was so valid. So real, honestly.
I don't think I started liking Makoto until after the guys approach Dina when she's leaving his place. Because if you remember, she's leaving after having like built the frame of the entire outfit, and she's like, okay, tomorrow we're gonna come in and we're gonna do like the inside part now, but it's okay, everything's gonna be good, everything's looking fresh, I'll be done in 2 days. She leaves and he's over here thinking like, dang, this girl's just stuck in my head, which is crazy because I haven't thought of anyone except for my friend, or except for Hera, because we don't know what they are yet.
Yeah.
Who is in the Purging now. So it's just so weird. And she comes back later, I think after he has showered, and she's like, can I stay here? Because there was some scary people over there and they said some really scary and threatening things to me and threatened to follow me home. So I ran back over here. And he kind of makes a comment like, they're not going to be a problem anymore.
Yeah.
They're not going to be a problem anymore. I was down. Yeah. I fucking love the moments he would step out of his comfort zone to protect her, because he himself seemed like a character that was very used to being in the background. And I assumed, and I have a lot to say about this, that he was going to be more vocal by the end of the book.
I had the same feeling as you.
Okay.
And then I thought that part was really cute too. I think I did like him, but knowing her fate, I didn't want to like him because I felt like, oh my God, he's probably going to be so broken. And then I'm going to be sad about it. And then I'm going to see him again in the next book and I'm going to be sad about it. It's just going to be sad and depressing.
I feel like talking about the plot of this book, we're going to finish in 10 minutes because there's one part that I think we're going to talk about a lot. So speeding forward a bit, them building the outfit. By the way, she's staying with him now. So she's staying at his house. She gets unlimited sticky buns, queen. He's getting closer to her. And she becomes one of his important people now. So we start seeing him kind of feel conflicted. Like, I don't know what to do now when it comes to the day that I have to leave. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm going with you. And he's like, no, you don't get it. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. And we never really understand why just yet. I was rooting for him, but when he revealed his power, how did you feel?
I was so shocked, but I thought it was really, really kind of impressive that he's managed to survive this long, because his power is a wielder, just like Kai in the first book.
He could have been an enforcer as well.
No, isn't this a power that the king will kill you for?
Or have you live with him? Remember? You either become my son or get the fuck out. Because
there was no mention of other potential enforcers, though.
Because it's rare, isn't it? To be a
wielder.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so, but I don't know. It never stated it, so I'm not sure. I thought honestly that his life was. He said his life was in danger. He said that if they found out I was a wielder, then I would be killed.
But she's like, you were going to use me, use my power, go through that fucking wall, and then just leave me there. And what I didn't even understand, what was Makoto's plan when he went in?
He wanted to get Hera out. No?
How would he do that?
I'm not sure. I don't really know. I'm not sure.
Step 1, phase through the wall. Step 2,
high five.
Step 3, kiss maybe? I don't know. We'll talk about that one.
Cousins.
No, I was hoping that Dina would also go through the wall. Step 3, ask Dina if she went through the wall again. Step 4, go out and help Dina. It's just like, how'd you feel about when Dina and Makoto first kissed?
I don't remember. Beautiful. I don't remember the first kiss. Can you remind me what happened?
They were already very heavily flirting. And it's funny because in Dina's perspective, when she's the seamstress back at home and she's talking to the Paedyn's maid, it's always like, are you going to go see your guy?
She was in the castle with Paedyn now. She's a seamstress now. And then he snuck in and he was working there now?
No. He hadn't snuck in yet. It was just her telling everyone about the person that she visits on the weekends. So she would go back on the weekend, see him, and then come back and talk about him a lot. But she wouldn't tell Paedyn specifically. Paedyn didn't know about this guy. It's until she goes back and they're having a conversation. Fuck, I don't remember the beats of this, but I do remember the first time they kiss. It solidifies what they are. It solidifies that they're in a relationship. So when she's working in the castle, there are moments where he does sneak in to see her. Actually, you know what? They kiss, and then it's revealed that he's only siphoning her power so that he could break in, and he wasn't planning on keeping her in a relationship. But then he feels really bad because he really does love her. Honestly, I thought it was cute, but if you want to look into it, go ahead. I don't really want to go that deep into it. I do want to say.
Oh, I remember why I thought it was cute.
Why?
I thought it was cute because remember he cut her bangs.
Yeah.
She was like, my bangs are too long. And he was like, here, let me help you. And they were crooked.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of hated that. Never in the first book did Paedyn notice her crooked bangs.
No.
So her bangs were crooked, and I think that's when he kissed her.
Also,
or that might have not been the first kiss. I'm not sure.
No,
but
that was the first
I
kiss.
do remember the crooked bangs being like a cute.
Wait, I wanted to bring something up.
A cute little moment.
It was really cute. Honestly, Makoto and Dina were so good. I really liked also when Dina would bring up every time he would smile, because he didn't smile often.
He didn't smile much. Oh my god.
So good.
So good if you want a man who never smiles.
I want a man that does smile. I thought it was good that he was changing for her.
The thing that I did really like about Makoto was I felt like he was at a point in the beginning of the book where he kind of felt lost in his life because he was so close to Hera. Hera was his best friend, cousin, I think. And he was like, you know what? I just want to say goodbye to her, and what happens to me afterwards, I don't even fucking care. I don't care what happens to me.
And
sucks. But then he meets Adena, and then he realizes
he does want something after.
He wants something.
This is what I hate, because you could see it structuring. I'm seeing Makoto starting off as a lost character and all of a sudden finding his voice and feeling like, you know, there is something to live for. I have Adena, I have me, like I'm worth more than I thought I was. I wanted to see more of that. So when the plan actually came through, before the plan, Adena was taken by the king and was told that she was treasonous, but she wasn't really. And
you know what? I really was expecting like a reason. I don't know why. I was like, the king's going to come in and be like, you remember that day when you stole my sticky buns? Yeah. You're done, girl.
Off with your head.
That never fucking happened.
Dude, I felt so bad when they were breaking her fingers.
I know.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so I think
they broke all her fingers and they left them like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when she's in the maze in the first book,
when she's in the cell, she makes a friend.
Oh yeah,
I really liked that moment because I thought it was so sad, because she over here with her broken fingers, and then the other guy was just like, well, I've been here for a long time, I'm probably gonna die today. She's just like, no, you're not gonna die. And then she wanted to be his friend, and he was like, I don't want to make friends with someone who's gonna die, respectfully. Like, I just feel like, you know, I'll be really sad.
Yeah,
I really like that she was able to have a moment like that, I guess.
Well, it just goes to show that she's so positive in all like tough moments.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about her character, because I don't know if you read the dedication in this book, but this book was dedicated to
softer girls.
Yeah, with softer dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what Dina was. And I just wanted more out of the people that she impacted. So the end of this book is the ending of the first book, which is Dina in the maze with her broken fingers, and she's given up. Like, there's nothing else for her. She's so close to dying. She's experiencing that while Makoto is breaking in. It's the last maze, and he wanted to watch. I don't remember why he wanted to watch the last trial.
Oh, because he was supposed to meet Adena. Like, they were going to meet somewhere. I forgot where. And he just thought that maybe she slept in or something. And he was like, oh, I can just go to this last purging trial.
And meet her there.
He said that he could feel her power because it was, like, different from others.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, I can feel her around. Like, she feels close-ish. And that's when he sees her in the middle of the maze.
And he watches her get killed. I really like the last lines of this entire short novella. Thank you. I say thank you, but I figured it out myself. It's the last chapter of this novella, and it's Adena, and it says, in the end, it was all light and dark, loud and soft. I knew nothing but the memory of those I loved. One a friend, the other unfinished, and that alone is what I took with me into the next life. But I watched, warm and bright, and high above, just as he promised. Because he had promised that, Makoto had promised to Adena that when they both would eventually pass, they'd be stars in the sky together.
Yeah. It was giving me Princess and the Frog vibes.
So the end, Adena doesn't make it. It's so sad. Makoto's really sad. I think it describes that he screams in the stage, or not the stage, the seats.
Yeah.
And then
I think so.
And then the book ends in that Adena perspective, the chapter that I read. Here's what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I was so in it. I cried. I loved. I laughed. I lost. I fucking assumed, and this is going to be kind of a weird in the middle episode because you really need to watch Reckless when we talk about it. I assumed Makoto would have had a chapter where he was like, you know what? Fuck this. I've always stood in the fucking sidelines, but fuck that king. Fuck these bitches. Paedyn's still there, and Paedyn, honestly, everything I've heard about her, gotta team up with her. That bitch, I love her. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
I really, really expected to see Makoto again. Or I honestly thought that he was going to play like a bigger role. Like that this was going to just give him this newfound purpose. He was going to be like, you know what? I cannot live another day with this like system, you know, of the ordinaries, the elites, the mundanes, the whatever.
I would have loved if in Reckless we would have had a chapter where the revolutionaries are all speaking and going like, there's this new guy, he's fucking insane, that guy's a tank, oh my god. Yeah, he's so good. He's so, he doesn't have to be bubbly, but I would have liked to see hope ignited in him for change. And when him and Paedyn actually meet, he's wearing something that Adena made for him.
Yeah.
You know?
That would have been really cute.
I wanted that shit.
I also have a complaint of, might be, I don't know how you'll feel about this.
Go ahead, Queen.
But I just don't understand how come he didn't do anything. I don't know. Like he has this like really huge power. How come you didn't try to like fucking steal another power, throw a fucking water ball at, you know what I mean? Like why didn't you do anything at all?
That's why it would have been nice to hear about the revolutionaries being like, we actually found this guy fucking going crazy in the stage or in the audience.
Yeah.
And grabbed him because bitch was going off.
I don't know. I kind of expected him to try to intervene with what was happening with Adena. Like, if you love this girl so much, why aren't you saving her or trying to save her? Like, let's just say that you did try and somebody stopped you. That would have been nice to see. And I don't expect him to be bubbly. I think that would be out of character.
I just wanted him to have hope for a change. And if it was more like, it's not that I want this, it's that it's what she would have wanted. You know?
Yeah.
And if it's supporting Paedyn and that's all he's ever wanted to do, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just wish that there would have been something for him, but all we saw was him scream.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that shit. So here's how I would rewrite it.
I just feel like it was so disappointing.
Yeah.
I think that this really did make me care more about Adena. I think it worked that I felt really sad that I mean, obviously I knew that she was going to die, but I did feel like, damn, there could have been so much that this character could have done for the revolution, and it didn't happen because the fucking king, fuck that guy.
Can I parallel this to something in my life?
Sure.
So there's this game series that I really like. It's called Yakuza, and there's 4,000 games for it, and I'm currently on game 7.
Love that.
I'm halfway. I really love the series, but there's this thing that they do where in the series in one game you play multiple characters. So you play characters every different chapter, and they're experiencing things at the same time as all the characters that you're playing as. But then the last chapter, you play as all of them together, and all their stories line up. So they realize that they can't keep using the same characters, like the main characters, over and over again. So they started adding side characters as main characters, knowing that they'll never mention them again. So you learn to love this character and you're like, damn, I want to know so much about them because they have so much background. And then they never get brought up again. And it feels like they were really only used to move the plot forward for our main characters.
Yeah.
And it makes me angry because it's like, that's exactly what they did to Makoto.
Mm-hmm.
He was only used to push us to love Adena more. And the fact that there's nothing else for him makes me angry. He should have been in book 2. And honestly, if he's in book 3, I'm going to be angry because it's like, you're too late. I've already suffered your loss.
Watch it.
I've already grieved you.
Watch, it's going to be like, no, Makoto's been doing this the whole time. He's been in the castle. And you just didn't know.
Who do you think gave you those sticky buns?
Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
I knew how much you loved them.
And the fact that there's another wielder is crazy.
Yeah.
And that could be such a big plot point in the... I'm talking as if I haven't read the second book. I have. But it could have been such a cool plot point for him to get so close to Paedyn and her being able to see a wielder use his powers in a different way than Kai does.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But no. No.
It was just like a throwaway character.
They got Makoto, put him in a box, closed the box, left him on the street.
Bury it. Don't talk about him.
Fuck.
It's so disappointing. I'm so bummed.
But do you feel the same way I do, where it's like, I know that these aren't hitting as much as I would like them to, but I still fucking love these books because I like the characters a lot.
No, I get you. Yeah.
I just wish it were different. That's how I feel about Naruto.
I feel like there was so much potential here, and I really, really am holding out that the third book is just going to be like, whoa. Didn't see that coming.
Are you sure though?
No, I don't know.
I don't know because, I mean, we haven't talked about Reckless yet, but hopefully if this is posted on a Tuesday, it'll come out the Thursday after. But I just kept holding out, hoping that things would get better, and it never did.
Yeah.
Lauren has me in her clutches and she's holding out a cup of water and I'm dehydrated, and when I'm near her she pulls away. Like,
I thought you were gonna say like a piece of cheese and like a string and just like
she knows how to get me. She's got a mouse trap.
Yeah.
I'm trapped. I can't escape, and I can't stop thinking about these 3 books. Like, it's so fucking ingrained in my mind. When I see shit, I hate that I'm just like, that's Kai. Oh, that one? That's like Makoto. That's me! She has me!
Are you okay?
No, I'm not, because it makes me so angry that they're like bad. They're bad. They're bad books.
Yeah.
I wanted to give the first book a 5 out of 5, but if you go back to our episode where we talked about Powerless, you pushed me on the floor, told me that they were horrible books, broke down everything that I loved.
Oh my God. I was just asking questions.
But they were so valid, Queen.
There's nothing wrong with asking
I wish you would
questions.
go and ask these to Lauren herself.
Oh God, no.
You wouldn't? Honestly,
No.
I think there's nothing wrong with asking, like, wait, hold on a minute.
I feel like if I were her friend, then yeah. But if I'm not gonna,
Okay, wait.
as a fucking stranger, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, Lauren, liked your book, but it could have been better." But I have these questions. Can you please answer them?
Do you remember when we filmed Angels and Demand? You had asked a question like, I wonder why they treated the women like this in the story.
Yeah.
If you had an option to talk to that author, would you have asked him that?
I think that's different. I think the book overall
Was good.
was really good.
So you would hate to break it to Lauren like, hey, Queen, I did not like your books.
I didn't.
So-
Well, I liked her characters.
Wait, hold on. I feel like I've just been doing too much speaking. Did you
You-
not like these books?
You are a yapper.
Thank you. Do you not like these books?
Certified yapper.
Thank you, Queen.
I do like them, but they're okay.
Do you like them as much as I like them?
No, you love them in a different level, but that's normally.
Yeah, that really is. I'm sad about it.
Do you not remember when we talked about Powerless? Please go watch our episode
No,
on
we
that.
were drunk.
Oh yeah, we were drunk.
One of us more than the other. Half of us couch more than the other.
Excuse me, then how come you don't remember?
It was just too painful. I repressed it, you know. I was so full of hope for the second book after I had finished this one, because I was like, Lauren's not going to do me wrong. She's a girly. She will put Makoto in the next book.
Well, maybe in the third one.
No. Is it only a trilogy?
I think so, yeah.
That's wild. Her book better be fucking Bible length if she's gonna hit all those fucking plot holes.
Don't say that because we have to review that.
I am so down to read a Bible length version of that book. I fucking something about it. It has me in its clutches.
Okay, wait. So you had said that you wanted to give
Yeah.
Powerless a 5 out of 5.
Yes.
But then we talked about it and you were like, wait a minute, too many plot holes. And what did you want to give this book?
I did not want to give it a 5 out of 5. I did not think it was as strong as the first one, mostly because I did not really like that ending. The same as you. I felt like Makoto didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. And it made me think of the Yakuza games where it was like, okay, you really used one character to drive me to care about another character more.
Yeah.
That feels kind of shitty. I think, though, she has such a way of writing dialogue that I really like. But she also does this thing. She does it more in the second book, but she started in this one. She repeats herself all the time with the same compliments all the time.
What do you mean?
So
give an example.
In this book, it was the fact that it always talked about Makoto's smile. And I understand that is a big thing, but I don't want to fucking hear about, and I almost got that smile, but it's okay. Maybe next time, queen. It's like, I don't know. I don't fucking care. Like, I don't want to fucking hear about that. And the conversations they would have, like, you said my name? That's crazy.
That's crazy. Wait, do you like me or something?
Wait, you gave me a nickname? Whoa. Like, I don't fucking, people, to me, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's in a different, like, society. That doesn't really feel like how people talk. But I also ate that shit up.
So
I feel like Lauren is a romantic at heart.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she followed through with Makoto the way I wanted her to.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think I would give it maybe like a 2.75. If I were to rate it on Goodreads, probably a 3.
So you would give this one higher than the first one?
Oh, you're right. Damn it, why did I score it so low? A 2.49. A 2.49. Yeah.
Okay. That was so fucking funny.
Damn, I just really
I feel the same way as you, where I really think that the world that Lauren laid out, I'm very invested in. Like, I want to know more about this world. And Cheli and I even looked at the list of the abilities on the first page where, you know, there's talking about the mundanes and the offensive, defensive, the list of them, the list that can get you killed if you have this power. And I feel like there's so much that Lauren can do just based on this, you know, outline alone that I really am interested in what else she can create.
I could see 15-year-old me being into these books.
Oh, same.
And if it were popping off, fucking eating that shit up with fan fiction of like, these are my mundanes, these are my OCs, I would have been like, yes, bitch. I would have been so down for that. Mm-hmm. But here I am suffering it as an adult.
I mean, I still feel like the world she built is still good. I feel like the next one is gonna be better. It's just gonna get better from here.
I guess.
Let me be positive.
I guess.
Let me be optimistic for a second.
Our audience just has to see what we feel about book 2.
You know what's funny though? Don't you remember when we went to the book convention where we could have met Lauren Roberts, but we didn't?
But we did see her talks.
But yeah, because we did panels.
Yeah.
We did the panels instead of the book signings. Mm-hmm. During one of the panels that we went to go see, they had mentioned that us readers, we need to be kinder to an author's second book in the series, because usually the second book in a series, they have a really rushed deadline, because usually, you know, you want to keep the momentum going, and I'm assuming they only have like a year or so
instead of a lifetime with their first.
Yeah, with their first one.
How do you feel about that?
I get it. Well, okay, I understand, But at the same time, I'm sorry, the material is not hitting the way that it should be. So, Lauren, I want to be Lauren's friend, but I have to be unbiased here. I think that I would give this book, I don't remember what I gave Powerless. I think that I would give it probably the same as you, a 2.5 to a 3, like around there. Because it's not a bad, like a really bad book. There's just certain things that I wish were different. And then also it's hard not to think about like the third book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the third book, the second book. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like
the next book.
The next book. So it's kind of hard for me not to think about that when giving this book a rating.
It just makes me sad to give it a 2.5. I feel like Lauren Roberts deserves a little higher, but it is her first book.
Just based on vibes alone, I think she deserves a little higher. But I mean, we're not that lenient on any other author, so I don't think it would be fair of us.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Queen. It must be done. I think I understand how Shonda Rhimes must have felt.
Oh my God.
Reading Julia Quinn's books and being like, the vibe is there, but the book sucks.
It's like kind of missing something a little bit.
What can I, with my $1 million in my pocket, do? Because if I had $1 million, Lauren, you know I would take this shit in a heartbeat. I would make it gold.
Oh my God.
But no.
It's very confident of you.
I would make it gold. Okay, casting? No, never mind. I
don't even want to go through that.
I just feel really strongly about these books, and it makes me sad to score or to give it such a low score. You have anything else to say?
What did you think about the cover?
I don't really care about these covers, any of them. It was the needle that he was going to gift her.
Yeah. Now you're crying.
You know what? I take everything I said. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Vibes alone.
Also, this man just bought a needle. Like, why does this look thicker than other sewing needles? I don't know. She might like it. You don't even know what that what if it's just like a stick? Like, what if it's just like what if he had bought like a knitting needle? And he's like, you can sew pants with these, right? Yeah, babe. No, yeah, babe.
The thought was there.
Do that. Oh, sorry, Queen.
It's okay.
It just gets me.
I really wish that he would have tried to save her.
Yeah.
Fuck. That means you don't love her that much.
I wish that in the first book we would have seen fucking Blair like, and then Dina dies because she launched a twig at her.
Stabbed
because
her
you
with
know
the
how
twig.
she does.
Yeah.
It's
her go-to move.
I wish that we would have seen that and then all of a sudden just seen Blair die and not know what it is. So when we read 1.5, we could see fucking Makoto like, oh, you want to fucking flick things, bitch? And like flicks the needle.
I thought you were going to say fucking brings in a whole fucking forest and just,
I know. It's like, wait, hold all 4 fingers. Dude, I wish he would have gone feral.
He should be going feral. Oh my God. At this point, it feels like it's Paedyn who's going to get her revenge on Blair. Why isn't Makoto being like, I'm going to get you, girl?
I feel like there's more stakes with Makoto fucking up Blair. Paedyn is just kind of like, I just didn't like you.
You killed my best friend.
Oh, well, yeah, that.
Right.
I meant like throughout the entire like trials.
Well, they were just very catty, so.
I don't care.
I want Makoto to come back.
With
Lauren?
Fucking needle.
Lauren, if you're here for some reason. Lauren? Hey, girl.
It's us.
Email us at thebookfixpodcast@gmail.com. Just kidding. Anyway.
No, she can.
Okay, please do. If you need any ideas thrown at you.
You want to send it even before your arc comes out.
With the pre-arc.
I would fucking love that shit, Lauren, because you know I'd still give it a 5. I want to go back in time.
You're like, in here it's a 5. Please.
I fucking love these books. Just Lauren. Lauren, hear me out. 3rd book, it's a horse. Makoto's on the horse. And you don't know it's Makoto yet? You don't know it's Makoto yet? Okay, wait. I'm painting an image. The camera pans. It's a book, but you'll figure it out because you're an author. The camera pan starts at the bottom, like the horse's foot. You see like boots. Oh man, this man is so toned as fuck. It stops right here at his shoulders. We don't know who it is, but you see him wearing a necklace. And it's, I don't know why he has a needle as the necklace. He has a little safety
That
top.
sounds very dangerous.
He has a little plastic thing coming in the bottom, obviously. And it's like, it's fucking Makoto. And that's what he uses to fight, like in Guardians of the Galaxy with the whistling thing. He's just fucking getting at people, dude.
Oh my god.
But remember, he's also a wielder, so if that type of power is not around, he's like, fucking, I'm gonna sew you to this chair, bitch. Give me like fucking 30 minutes, your arm. Mm-mm.
He's like, I just learned how to sew like 5 minutes ago on YouTube. He's like, I got this.
Fucking got this.
What's YouTube? Don't ask questions.
Oh no, he knows too much.
Sew the mouth shut.
That's already the beginning. Lauren's watching this. Fuck, they took the beginning of my book.
I feel like, what if
What if
Lauren Roberts wants to make a spin-off series with Makoto being the lead?
I want him like in an old Western type thing.
Oh, okay.
I want him on a horse with his needle.
Why a horse?
I just want him to have his moment. Is that too much to ask?
No.
Do you think Makoto would ever fall in love again?
That would probably be the premise of the book. Him finding love again. Why are you crying?
It just makes me so sad.
She's like nothing
5
like
out of
Adena.
5. Oh my god. I still give it a 2.5. I'm sorry, Lauren. It's funny how moved we are, but we're like, yeah, not a good book though.
We have so many like ideas and shit, and so many thoughts on the characters.
We have to have an
and
episode
plot.
where we're just in our pajamas, face masks, doing each other's nails, and just writing this book.
Oh my god!
We're gonna
get sued.
No, Lauren, it's fine. On Minecraft,
You're invited.
we'll be in the Minecraft server, writing the book together, hand in hand.
That's actually kind of beautiful.
Yeah, 4 eyes, 1 heart. I love it.
Oh my god.
That being said,
2 mics, 1 heart.
wow.
No, wait, we have 2 hearts. Now I'm thinking about now not being drunk. I'm thinking of the logistics of that.
If I cosplayed anyone from this character, I'd cosplay that fucking needle.
Oh my god.
What am I? I mean, Halloween's coming up. Are we gonna dress bookishly for Halloween?
Oh,
because if we are, this is the book I'm picking.
this is not the book you're picking.
Sticky bun, fully.
You're the sticky one.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should think about it.
Damn. Okay, Lauren, drop what who you want us to dress as from this book. Actually, don't. I'm gonna be the needle.
Lauren dresses up as the needle.
Now you're 2 needles. Oh, fuck. It's not canon. Okay, so that being said, to everyone who's listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you would like to leave a rating of 5 stars, it actually helps us with exposure. And honestly, we've been kind of eating.
It's been really, really nice. And I just want to say we're both very grateful to anyone who takes the time to give us 5 stars, to share our episodes, to tell your friends. Like, it really, really helps so much. And I feel like it's a very quick way to help us out.
You could have done it this whole time. Like, if you click our name, it takes you to our page, and then it's like rating 5 stars. That's the only number you can click. It's weird. You can also leave a review on any of the places where you listen to us on audio form, and you can recommend us our next read, because we're very open for any horror books that people would want us to read, or thrillers, because that is coming up. If you want to support us and you have a little bit of money, what can they do?
So we do have a Patreon. At the moment, there's not a whole lot on there. But if you just want a way to let us know that you really appreciate that we post twice a week, maybe more if we're able to do more bonus episodes. Then you can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, then you can find us on Coffee, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. We post every Tuesday and Thursday. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, that would be great. Thank you. We also have social media. If you would like to follow us on Threads, Instagram, or Goodreads at The Book Fix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD, and TikTok at The Book Fix, THEBOOKFIX.
So now
we're gonna read ratings.
We're going to read a positive and a negative review of this book.
What do you want to read, Queen?
I can read a positive.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, you know what? You do the negative. It's going to make me too sad. Okay, positive. You already gave this a 2. Me too, Queen. This comes from Heather, who gave it a 5 out of 5. This book was solely written for the masochists. It is love, it is pain, it is heartbreak, and it is rage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shining stars for Adena.
Okay, this review comes from Ailey. They gave it 1 out of 5, and they said, I feel like anything I say will be mean because it was a novella, hence there would be no time to deeply explore relationships and personalities, so I'll leave that alone. Though my problem with this book was the dialogue. It felt like the conversations between Adena and Mac was written so we would quote it. I know it's a book or whatever, but no one actually speaks like that. They would be having a normal conversation, and then the switch to Shakespearean love declarations, as me and my best friend call it. Personally, it just felt very awkward. I'm low-key excited about Mac. I hope he kills Kai. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
What the fuck? Did you see my face?
I don't even think you were paying attention until that moment.
You can't just be like, I really like this side character. I hope he fucks up the whole story. Dude, with his little needle flicks it. Boom. Dude.
Wow.
We didn't even consider that.
I didn't consider.
Hold on, Lauren.
He would go after Kai because that's the son.
Yeah. He'd go after Kai and Kai's brother, whose name is, hold on.
Are you serious?
Yes, Kai and...
Are you serious? Wait, are you
Kit? It's Kit.
Serious?
I was gonna say Chris.
I thought he was your favorite character.
He's not my favorite.
Stop, don't make me favorite. I thought he was your favorite.
I do. Stop. You make me feel so like on the spot when you do that. I watched the episode where you had done that and I took a big ass gulp. Oh my god. I'm gone.
It's because I like to point my mic to Cheli because this will feel more like an interview. Thanks, Queen.
I can't. It makes me feel embarrassed.
Like an interview. Who is she?
So Kai is going to die by the hands of Makoto. How do you feel?
That would be so slay. Lauren, that would be so slay.
Don't do it, Lauren.